start his 7th lap. Here he
I'm
is.
here. Okay. Can you hear? Can you? Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. How are you?
I'm very good. We've got some pacers here. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
You can't run too fast now. Hola.
Yeah, we have right now Fernando, Alma, and two runners are coming.
Hello.
And who
How
is
are
with
we?
you? Who is with you?
Is everybody in Mexico City?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they all are. And who is with you? Who is going to be running with you?
Yeah, and so Dan is here. Dan, say hello. Hello.
Hey, Dan, how are you?
Hello, Dan.
Hello.
I've got Suzi again.
Hey.
Hey, Suzi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hi there, team. How are you doing?
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we've got some new runners.
This is going to be a great group, guys. So thank you so much. Thanks
Well,
again. You're doing great.
So where's...
Yeah.
Oh, here he is. You can say hi.
Yeah, they still want to invite me on, Douglas.
Paul and the Margaritas.
Yeah.
Hola, Paul.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going very well. Oh, we've got another runner in. Hello.
Yeah,
Angelica.
Big group now.
Yeah. So you need to get Paul to run.
Yeah.
No. I have more important things to do.
There we go. The Margaritas.
So good luck. Thank you so much, Doug. 17
All right. I'll see you in an hour.
Okay. Good luck.
See you. Bye-bye.
Doug, all the runners. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So right now we're gonna go to our next session. We are really happy to have our Canadian, not Mexican guy who's gonna tell us how to make and prepare the best margaritas and guacamole ever. So here he is, Paul Amour, our VP in Tarsus, Mexico. Thank you, Paul, for doing this. And before we start, I just want to thank you again, everyone who is still here with us. I know in the UK it's almost 10 p.m. So thank you, but you won't regret it, as you all are going to prepare and something really fun and gourmet right now. Friendly reminder, please keep the donations coming. Look into your swipe card app for the donate button. Everything is counting for us. We're going to support and help our colleagues in need. So thank you. We're almost at $27,800. So great job. Let's keep it up. And without further ado, so Paul, how are you?
I'm good, Alejandra. How are you?
All good in here. Oh,
that's good.
Pretty quick, sorry, before we start, here's Ari, who is also a runner. Hey, Ari.
Hey, Ari.
Are you ready?
Hola.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will try.
Yeah, you're gonna do your best. So good luck.
Okay.
You can start
Thank
running
you.
now. Okay, take
Thank
pictures
you.
and videos. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. So this is all for you, Doug. Paul, you can start now.
Okay, well, gracias, Ale. Es un gusto estar aquí. Lo que necesito saber es si pueden escribir en el chat cuántos hablan español o más bien cuántos no hablan español para ver qué tanto Spanglish tengo que hacer esta sesión. Les doy la bienvenida a mi casa aquí en Toronto, donde estoy en cuarentena. Ya llegué de México el viernes pasado. So ya por la ley aquí en México tengo que estar en cuarentena a 14 días. So aquí estoy y Rachel, gracias Rachel, thanks Rachel if you're watching. Ella tuvo muy simpáticamente, decidió hacerme voluntario para darles contenido en esta sesión. Ni fui yo que escogí las margaritas, que es una sorpresa para los que me conocen, pero es un momento perfecto porque son las 5 de la tarde, es definitivamente la hora del cóctel. Y cuando supe ya que tenía 45 o 50 minutos de llenar, decidí que tenía que hacer algo más que margaritas, porque yo he estado haciendo margaritas por 30 años y no tardo 45 minutos en hacer margaritas. Entonces, decidí agregar guacamole. So, es medio chistoso que el canadiense está haciendo esto, pero igual para ustedes que me conocen, yo tengo 30 años trabajando y viviendo en México. Y entonces, digo, no es que soy experto, pero sí sé más o menos qué estoy haciendo en algo de la comida mexicana. So, vamos a empezar.
Nada más para que sepas, hay 6 personas que nos están viendo internacionalmente, entonces...
Okay. Okay. So, quick the version en inglés. Thanks for joining. I'm Canadian. I'm here in quarantine in my house in Toronto. I was just in Mexico for about 6 or 7 weeks where we had 2 of our shows back live, which was amazing. Laura and Claudia talked about them a couple of hours ago. And then I came home basically for the summer, and I'm in quarantine for 14 days. So Rachel volunteered me to do this hour session. So we're going to have a little bit of fun and do margaritas and do guacamole. It is a bit weird that it's the Canadian doing this, but I moved to Mexico originally in 1991, which was 30 years ago. So I've been eating guacamole for those 30 years and making margaritas for almost the full 30 years. So I think I'm reasonably adept at it. So what I'm going to do is first show all the ingredients for the margaritas, which is very simple. Primero empiezo con los ingredientes para las margaritas, que son 3 cosas, nada más. So you need tequila. Necesitas tequila. Y yo no soy nada de snob en los tequilas. Mientras sea 100% agave, está bien. So yo tengo algo de cazadores aquí, algo de tradicional y algo de jimador. I'm not a tequila snob when it comes to margaritas. As long as it's 100% agave, I tell people buy the cheapest that you can get wherever you live. And then you need triple sec. Necesitas triple sec. O puede ser Cointreau si estás en México. O puede ser Cointreau afuera de México, o puede ser Grand Marnier. So you need orange liqueur, which you can use triple sec. In Mexico, there's a really cheap one that's really good. You can use Cointreau, or if you want to be really fancy, you can use Grand Marnier. Y luego necesitas los limones. So you need limes. So what I'm going to do is, I forgot my measuring cup, I'm going to start, voy a empezar exprimiendo los limones, que está muy básico, very simple. Cut the limes in half. Nosotros en México tenemos exprimidores muy buenos que ya puedes encontrar los fuera de México ahora de vez en cuando. Take your lime squeezer y exprimes los limones. Dado el hecho que estoy en cuarentena y no puedo ir a las tiendas, tuve que pedir todos los ingredientes de alguien que estaba cuidando mi casa en mi ausencia y desafortunadamente se me olvidaron un par de cosas, pero siempre podemos compensar. Pero son cosas para el guacamole, no para las margaritas. So I was lucky enough to get someone to buy all the food I needed so I won't starve during my 2 weeks quarantine, although I forgot a couple of the ingredients on on the guacamole. And this young lady who was looking after my house in my absence is not a professional lime purchaser and bought some of the driest limes known to man, unfortunately. So todos en Mexico saben cómo comprar limones, pero for you guys internationally, try to get limes that are that you can squeeze a bit and that you think the skin is not very thick. That's what you want. You don't want it being really, really thick. Okay, so we have some lime squeezed, and I forgot one more thing over here, off camera. I unfortunately don't have a shot glass handy, so I'm going to use cabellito. So, la receta súper sencilla, son partes iguales de limón, triple sec, Cointreau, y tequila. It's a very, very simple recipe. Someone at the Canadian Embassy gave it to me 29 years ago, and it's just 1, 1, and 1. So it's 1 part lime juice that I just put in. It's 1 part triple sec. Let's put a little splash extra of triple sec. And then 1 part tequila. And this one, my little trick, I'll probably just put slightly less. Un poquito menos de tequila, pero básicamente es 1, 1, 1. Okay. Yo los hago en un shaker, no me gusta frozen. So, pero si los haces en la licuadora es exactamente la misma cosa. No vi este mensaje, so no sé qué dijeron. Okay. Okay, so ya tienes todo listo. Everything's ready. Now you just need to add ice. I'll get the ice. So, dado el hecho que es 60% alcohol, el hielo es muy importante. Agregas bastante hielo porque ese lo diluye para que no te emborraches demasiado rápido. So, I need to find my lid for my shaker, which is somewhere in this. Here it is. So ice is very, very important to this operation because this is 66% alcohol. So if you do not put in lots of ice and shake it vigorously, it's going to be super, super, super strong, and you're going to get drunk much quicker than you want to get drunk. Okay, so it's in here, and then you shake. So basically, my shaker has a little sleeve on the outside so it doesn't get cold, but basically my trick is you shake it until you can't hold it anymore. It's too cold to hold in your hands. Básicamente uso el shaker hasta que ya no aguantes el frío. Because you really want to dilute it. And then the other thing that's very important, and lots of places don't do this, especially even in Mexico, you need to use new ice in your glass because you don't want to use this old ice. That's not good. So I personally don't like salt. Yo personalmente no me gusta escarchado. But if you do, si le gusta la sal, que en Mexico es super común, Mexico, it's very common to have it salted. You just use one of your limes to wet the rim of the glass before you put in the ice, and then you can sprinkle salt around it, or you put salt in the bottom of a plate, and then you rub the glass in it to get the salt around there. Like I said, I don't do it because I don't like the salt, so I'm not going to do it today. And then you pour, and you have a margarita. So it's actually a very, very simple drink. Because of the measurements I use, there's a bit more in here than is left. And what you need to do is take out this ice so it won't dilute too much. So I'm going to go do that. Dado que es solamente para mí, yo puedo usar mis manos para quitar el hielo. Sorry. Perdón. So, esa es la margarita. Es por eso que se ha tardado 10 minutos. So, es por eso que le dije a Rachel que voy a tener que hacer algo más. Y ya voy a pasar a la margarita. O, ahí digo, al guacamole. O, para hacerlo...
Paul, te pregunta Chris Collinson, do you also have a mojito recipe?
Well, sort of. I do know how to make them. I learned how to make those at the Canadian Ambassador's residence in Havana, actually. It is lime juice, rum, yerba buena, which is spearmint, and which you muddle, and soda water, I think, is basically what goes into a mojito. So before I go into the guacamole and then be done in like the next 15 minutes, well, first let's have a sip. Cheers, if anyone else joined me. It's very delicious, muy deliciosa. Does anyone else have any questions? Because I can't see anything. Oh, here it is.
Jean
Wants a margarita.
Jean says, I thought he said not to shake too much.
Pardon?
Jean Glennon says, I thought he said not to shake too much. So you need to shake.
No, I said shake as long as possible until you can't hold the shaker anymore. You want to shake a lot because you want to dilute the ice so that you don't get drunk. So it's shake, shake, shake. Salud.
And Whitney says 66% alcohol in quarantine. What else do you need?
Who said that?
RD Whitney.
Well, yeah, 66. You could just do 100%, but you need the lime juice in there, RD. So how many of you actually made a margarita with me? Anybody? Anyone make them, or they're just watching? Want me to go on to guacamole ahora? Paso al siguiente, al guacamole. So, guacamole no es mi especialidad. Ya solamente chistosamente aprendí o empecé a hacerla el año pasado, pero he estado comiendo guacamole por casi 30 años. So, siempre me ha gustado, pero tuve suerte que siempre tenía gente que me lo hiciera. Pero ya lo hago yo. So I was saying guac is not, was never one of my specialties like margaritas. So I just started making it last year. So it's not the best thing that I make, but I know how to make it. And I think it's pretty tasty. So for making guacamole, you need a few things. And you need a few things that I do not have now that I'm going to do substitutions, because you should always be able to substitute. So, obviamente necesitas aguacates. Y aguacates que están ya listos a usar. Yo igual, digo, mi comprador, no compro los mejores, so están un poco duros, pero ya van a servir. So, you need that. You need some red onion, cebolla roja. Luego, you need ajo. Necesitas ajo y se me olvidó poner ajo en mi lista, so yo voy a usar un poco de puré de ajo que tengo. So you need garlic, and I didn't put it on my list, and so I'm using, fridge garlic. You also need cilantro. Necesita cilantro, no, en inglés es coriander, and no sé ustedes, pero digo, aquí es como en México venden cilantro solamente en bonches muy grandes y yo nunca uso todo. So yo cheat big time y yo compro este puré de cilantro. I don't know for all of you guys internationally, I always end up throwing out 3/4 of the cilantro that I buy because I don't make cilantro soup and other things like that. So I just use this puree, this paste of cilantro or coriander. Then you need salt. You need a little bit of lime juice. And you're supposed to have, debes de tener un jalapeño, un serrano. Y igual, se me olvidó ponerlo en mi lista y nadie pudo, ya me di cuenta ayer, nadie pudo ir al súper para mí de comprarlo. So, yo no tengo chile, que es un pecado increíble en México, pero ya, voy a compensar. So, yo tengo un poco de salsa aquí de Don Emilio y Tabasco. So, eso es lo que voy a hacer para para hacerlo algo picante. So I forgot to put chili on my list of ingredients that I needed, and you do need a jalapeno or a serrano. Usually I use about half, take out the seeds, chop it up a bit. If you like really, really spicy, you can put in a whole one. You could put in the seeds. I think it'll be too spicy for you. So anyway, I'm cheating. I have a chili sauce from Mexico and have Tabasco. So I'm going to use that for my picante. Now, para ustedes en México saben que la manera de hacerlo es con molcajete. Así, y es mucho trabajo y eso no lo voy a usar. So, for all of you guys who want to be traditionalists, Pepe Navarro, digo, Pepe Navarro insulta mi español todo el tiempo. In Mexico, they have these volcanic rocks. They're called molcajete, and that's how you make grind up sauces and can do guacamole. However, I'm too lazy to clean it, so I don't do this. So the Canadian version of guacamole is done in a nice little mini food processor. So eso es como hago mi guacamole aquí in Canada. So we shall begin. Any questions thus far on the ingredients? Everything clear? Anyone want to talk to me? It feels really weird being on a Zoom where you don't see anyone else. Ale, you should come back so at least I can see you. You can talk to me. So what I do first is the cebolla. Primero pongo algo de cebolla. Digo, depende de cuánto haces. Como les dije, estoy aquí encarcelado solo, so no voy a hacer demasiado porque ya saben, guacamole no dura nada. Se pone todo negro. Y there she is. So, normalmente para unas personas, digo, quizás pones media cebolla roja. Normally you put in about half a red onion. I'm probably going to put in, well, this amount because that's what I have open because I'm just here alone. So I throw that in. I'll throw in a squirt. Pongo un poco de cilantro. Si estás usando al fresco, que es lo que debes de hacer, pones un bochecito, digo, una cantidad interesante. Y luego voy a poner algo de ajo. Normalmente de ajo pongo como un diente, pero aquí just voy a poner algo así. So usually I just put in one what do you call it? A garlic bud, like not the whole bulb, the bud, one tooth in Spanish we say. And there you go. So got that in there. And then this is where you should put in the jalapeno too, but I'll add that later because mine's sauce. So then you got to make sure it works. What did I do? There we go. So you just grind it up. Como pueden ver, es mucho más fácil que picar todo y hacerlo en la molcajete.
So another question for you. I
Yes.
think it's from Chris. How many margaritas can you compare about quarantine?
How many margaritas? What?
Yeah, till you don't care about the quarantine. Quarantine.
Well, it's a very good question. Usually, it's probably best if you do not have more than 2 of these margaritas at once. Sort of depends if it's an afternoon, evening of drinking, or if it's just a cocktail hour. But yeah, more than 2 could be, you start getting on dangerous territory. See, I told you this is really not a good one. But,
Pues si quieres mueve tantito la cámara para ver qué estás haciendo.
Sí, perdón. Mi estudio no es lo mejor. So yeah, you just abres el aguacate y ya lo agregues. Y te digo, mira qué tan malas, ni sale el hueso. Oops. We might have to go to avocado number 2. I think this one could be worse. What's that? We have a backup? This could save the day.
Paul, where did you learn to do these amazing margaritas? Tell us.
So in English or Spanish or both?
Both.
So yo llegué a México en 91 con la Embajada de Canadá y había una asistente en la área comercial donde trabajaba yo, Ilsa Gómez se llama, ni sé si todavía vive, no, ya no trabaja en la embajada, y ella me dio esta receta antes de hacer una de mis primeras fiestas en mi casa en México.
30 años la receta.
Well, quizás 29 y medio, porque yo llegué el 17 de octubre, este año el 17 de octubre, cumplo 30 años, y quizás no hice mi fiesta hasta principios de 92, pero sí, básicamente lo he estado haciendo por 30 años.
Bueno, en octubre tendrás que venir a México y hacemos margaritas para celebrar tus 30 años.
Sí, en octubre yo de hecho que voy a estar allá todo noviembre. Ni sé si voy a estar allá para mi festejo de 30 años.
Debes de.
Where I got this recipe, if there's still any English people on, is when I worked at the embassy, someone who worked with me in the commercial section of the embassy gave me the recipe before my first party that I was doing. And I've been making this using this recipe for basically 30 years. And I have taught lots of people how to do it, which is funny because it's literally 3 ingredients, so it's not quite something you have to teach people. So, pones un poquito de sal, dependiendo de tus deseos de sal. You put in some salt. Then I'm going to get creative with this super hot chili sauce. And we'll do a splash of Tabasco. And we shall hope for the best. This could be my dinner tonight, so hopefully it turns out okay. Okay, let the magic begin. Okay, no se ve horrible.
Se ve rico. ¿Hoy tienes totopos?
Obvi. Pero otra vez, digo, no son totopos como en México. Digo, ya un chiris de jugo de limón. A little bit of lime juice, just because everything in Mexico should have lime juice and salt. And you know, if you're using a food processor, just do what I did, like open it up and then like put it all down with a spatula. No, obviamente, digo, guacamole es, a mí lo puedes hacer de muchas maneras y lo puedes hacer más chunky o más así, más puré. A mí me gusta más puré, pero hay gente que le gusta más chunky. And I have to say, the wonderful woman who's worked for me for 24 years at my place in Acapulco makes the absolute best guacamole in the world. And she adds tomato to it, chopped tomato. But if you do add tomato, lots of people like tomato, si agregas jitomate, es mejor de usar los jitomates de salad o de Roma y quitar la parte de semillas con el jugo. Quieres solamente la carne del jitomate, si no va a estar demasiado aguado. So I was saying, I don't put in tomato in mine just because I'm lazy and it's a lot of work, because if you do add tomato, you have to take out the seed part and the part that's like the juicy part. I don't know what that's called. You just want like the meat, the flesh of the tomato. So if you, oh, one of my streams is having connection issues. Can you see me?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. So you can do that and add it in. But like I say, I don't. Now let me get my dish to put in the guac so you can see the finished result.
Chris Collins says, a good cook.
It's a very good question. I'm so old, I don't remember when I wasn't, but I'm not really sure when I started cooking. I always liked watching and how my mom cooked. And I remember first time I moved out going to university, I got her to write a bunch of her recipes. You know, but it was just sort of basic things. I don't know. Probably, I don't know. But I'm a pretty good cook now, I think. Okay. Now, for presentation purposes, if these seeds, nuez, as we call them in Spanish, had come out properly, you put it in the middle here. And it looks really pretty. And you...
Yes, que no se marchite.
Sí, sí. Y ese, digo, ayuda para que no se ponga digo, tan negro. Well, ya, y pones la nuez aquí y ya se ve bien. So, en México tienen super y puedes hacer sus totopos a mano, como yo los como igual en Acapulco. Aquí no tengo nadie que me ayude en la cocina y no hay tan buenas tortillas, so aquí compramos los totopos. So you grab a basket, you open your totopos.
Dice Ceci Riquelme que deberías hacer tu food blog.
¿Qué debo de hacer qué?
Food blog.
He estado diciendo ese por años. Es porque mi Instagram era únicamente lo que cocinaba y mi perra. Y ahora ya va a ser básicamente lo que cocino. So, here you go. You
Looks
have
great.
and totopos. See, these slightly raw avocados, how bad they are. You don't get sick from slightly raw avocado. It's probably better that they're actually passed. They're more brown than, because the brown, it just means, it's just a presentation issue. It tastes fine. raw avocado just sort of tastes, as I made it on Saturday night with a friend, she's like, it just tastes really fresh. So.
Se ve yummy. And margaritas.
So.
Perfect for a Friday or a Tuesday or wherever it is.
So, see, look, this is why I said, what in the hell am I going to talk about for 45 minutes? Por eso que dije que, pero yo yo no tengo nada más que hacer porque estoy en cuarentena, so, aquí estoy por el tiempo que quieran.
No, sin problema. Nos estaba diciendo Rachel que las siguientes horas tuvo que estar fuera del aire, entonces podemos terminar y disfrutar estas margaritas y guacamole.
No hay contenido a las 6.
Va a estar fuera de un par de horas. Va a seguir corriendo, pero no vamos a estar conectados.
¿Dónde va? ¿Dónde está el siguiente?
Hola, Paul.
Hola, Raquelita.
No, thank you so much. That was all awesome. That was so good. Ale, do you want to do a quick update for everybody who's listening about the how much we've got raised so far?
Yeah, so we are now at $27,807.
So on top of that, we have in person, somebody handed a 1,000-pound check. I don't know exactly what the conversion rate is today, but I pretty much can guarantee that makes us over 29,000. And I don't know if you know that there's like a matching fund for Tarsus employees. So last time I heard that was about, I think it was about at 5,000. So we might have hit our second goal already. So I'm going to double check on that. Yeah. And Doug is out there still running. Let's see, what is he on?
So, Rachel, where do we go next? What's the next country? We're not on it.
So do you want a little bit of a debrief for the audience about where we're going to go next?
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting because I think it's so cool what you guys have all done of basically doing this around the world, sort of following the sun, so to speak.
Yeah, we are. Somebody said that earlier. I thought that was a cool phrase. They said we're chasing the sun around the world, which we are. So next we go to Australia and China. So we'll be checking in Australia with Joanne Calloway, who was at Enfil Salons, which is now with Freeman. She has about 2 hours she's going to be on with it seems like the entire Australian, exhibition industry, which will be fantastic. And then Stephanie Selesnik is doing the next hosting bit. And then Michael Krupe, who's the general manager at the SNCC, the Shanghai New International Exhibition Center, will be coming on. And they've got 5 shows in the building. So fingers crossed we get a live feed in and out of there to do that. Yep.
An amazing content.
And I missed it. How was World of Concrete?
World of Concrete was awesome. I mean, we went live. Excuse me. I've been talking for so long today. We went live, into World of Concrete, and we walked the whole show floor. They did the ribbon cutting. That was really cool. We also got to do an advocacy chat with Roger Dowd, David Audrey, and Hervé Sedki, and Tommy Goodwin. We talked to Kai, for a little while about international, to get an update, and also, just to give a tribute to Bala, who was the head of the Indian Association, who this is partly for as well in his honor. What else did we do? We talked to the charities, and heard all about the great charities that we're supporting, the Eventwell and the Meetings Industry Fund. So we've had a very busy day, and then of course we've been in Mexico for the past 3 hours. And
there were also hydration cocktails, right?
Oh my gosh, Mike, how could I forget?
Yeah.
So Swap Card was amazing. They had like TikTok's top bartender on. And there's a video I posted on LinkedIn you have to go check out, because I took a video of him doing this because it blew my mind. He did this trick that was so fast, and it was like, it was a pretty extended trip. It wasn't like, Tom Cruise and in the whatever cocktail where he flipped a few bottles. I mean, this was incredible what this guy did. He was a magician. And so Swap Card had him on, and they made all these really cool cocktails and talked about community and stuff like that. So, and they're one of our big sponsors. They donated this entire platform for the event, which is just fantastic. Then we've had check-ins with Doug every hour. So far, he's going to have a break this next 2 hours now. So if anybody's watching, you can come back. What would it be? I can't do all the time conversions. Basically, in the UK, it would be 12:55 a.m. Yeah. He'd be coming back. So what would it be? 7:55 a.m. Eastern time.
And how many hours has he run already, or how many 5Ks has he done now? Because I can't remember when it started.
It's 7.
7?
He's running 7.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's had people with him all along the way. It did start off pretty sunny, which is not his favorite, mode of running. And the heat is probably the thing that he probably likes the least. But it cooled off really nicely, so that was great about starting at 4, instead of starting like midday or something like that. So yeah, all good. And then so we go to China and Australia, and then we go to Dubai, and Jack Soward is the host for Dubai, and we're going to hear all about the Middle East region and shows going live there. And then we're going to the UK with Danosaur, and Dan runs Danosaur. He's a CEO of Danosaur Media. And then Dan is going to be talking to several people. Mike Seaman, who runs Raccoon Events, who's part of this event. He's got a lot of runners. He runs the running show in the UK, and he's a good friend of Doug's. He's going to be live talking about consumer events, in the UK with some stakeholders there. The Benchmark Collective, Debbie and Helen from there are bringing on, a set of people to talk about, they're calling it the event mastery mindset, how to be, in a good mindset to put on events. And then some people from the ESSA, which is a supplier association over in the UK. I think what they're doing is great. They're doing the Great Blind Bake Off. So basically, they're going to be blindfolded. And they did this with Dan when he did an event relief thing a couple months ago, which is where this kind of was all born out of. But that time they just baked a cake in an hour. This time they're going to be blindfolded, and they're going to have a helper, but they have to do everything. So it's going to be pretty funny what that ends up like.
So, Paul, next time you prepare a margarita or guacamole, you need to be blindfolded.
That's right.
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
I might cut off a little bit with the limes, but
It was funny.
I don't think I could bake a cake.
No, and if everybody tunes back in, 10 a.m. Eastern, which would be 9 a.m. Eastern in Mexico, correct? And then, so that's 3 p.m. UK time. That is the final hour. So that's the final 5K that Doug will be running. And at the beginning of that one, we'll be announcing where we're at, with the funds. Obviously wishing him well. We're going to have the charities back on for just a moment, to tell them, what's going on and kind of do a wrap up. So if everybody wants to check back in then, or obviously earlier, but if you check back in tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mexico City time, you will see Doug do his final 5K and get an update on the overall fundraiser.
Unbelievable.
Is he taking Thursday off?
I don't know.
No, I know he's not, because we have a call on Thursday morning. So.
Probably not. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You did a great job, Paul. Ali, so did you. Thank you, everybody who's listening in. Please keep donating. We'll see you back here in about 2 hours, and we'll be going to Australia and China and hear all about them.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
Gracias a todos. Thanks. Thanks for inviting me, Rachel.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye-bye.